I'm sure you all have registered to several online services. You created an account, username, with email address, you asked to create a password, and later on you try to use the service again. Yeah, you don't remember the password. You know, you try the usual suspects, the frequently used passwords for that circumstances, and then you go down forget the password route. I'm sure that's a situation as classic, and you're familiar with this. We at the GSMA developed something which is called Mobile Connect, which is a solution to this, but also beyond. There are many other challenges. Can I have the next slide, please? As many of you are probably not familiar with the GSMA, just very shortly, GSMA represents the mobile network operators. We are a global association, and we work together with our members with initiative to address strategic initiatives in the interest of the mobile industry. It comes wide range from spectrum management, IoT space, or identity, and in particular the identity program with operators. We deliver a digital identity solution to the market with scale, a seamless and convenient consumer experience. Can I have the next slide, please? And I would like to talk about this. As we move to digital identity, that the traditional ways of identification increasingly going to mobile, as a trend towards mobile is particularly important here in Europe, where more people have mobile phones than other parts of the world. The bright future, of course, is based on the predicted strong security systems, which are more and more important. And we have to admit that security is not up to the task in our recent systems. With this username, password, and even an SMS message combination, neither convenient nor secure. And there are more and more trends towards and passive authentication, leveraging the attributes of the mobile device and the mechanic and alternative trusted login services. As mobile operators have capabilities and experience and a good track record to providing fast and secure authentication services for more than 2 decades. Mobile operators have been authenticating consumers and their devices on the networks, providing secure services, voice calls, messaging, internet access, and so on, and also safeguarding the consumers' privacy and personal data. So Mobile Connect is a global, open, and common framework developed by the GSMA in cooperation with the leading mobile operators. It is provided by the operators community to service providers, can be public or private, and the Mobile Connect leverages the existing mobile infrastructure, so the SIM card, the operator's own authentication system to accurately identify the person at the end of the phone. Next slide, please. As I mentioned, we are a global organization, and Mobile Connect has been deployed by around 70 operators in over 30 markets worldwide. It's continuing to grow. It means that Mobile Connect can count more than 3 billion enabled users and over 100 million registered users. When it comes to the e-government services, next slide, please. The combination of private sector and mobile solutions proved to be a successful model to ensure active usage of services online. There's a rapid growth of mobile solutions for accessing government's online applications, and it shows that the efforts of authorities to facilitate access are appreciated by the citizens, and they do not mind further engaging with interaction with the authorities. There are many examples in Europe, from also mentioned earlier this morning, from Estonia, Belgium, Portugal, you name it. In Europe, with the mobile operators, we are working closely with the government in rolling out Mobile Connect for accessing online government services in a number of countries. And I also wanted to mention the EU initiative, which is called EIDAS, Electronic Identification, Authentication and Trust Services Regulation, which sets EU-wide standard for electronic identification, and also aims to facilitate cross-border access of services. Mobile Connect is compliant with the EIDAS regulation, and not just regulatory compliance, but also in terms of technical interoperability. We demonstrated in live test environment this with 2 countries. Also, as a good example, I wanted to mention here in France we have the France Connect, now an identity and authentication provider here. Probably you know the French single sign-on portal for accessing e-government services. Yeah, and I thought I would explain a little bit. So it's operated by the mobile operator Orange and Ariad Next. They have been working over the past 2 years alongside with the French government to launch Mobile Connect, both as an identity provider as an authentication provider. Mobile Connect MOA has been launched and available to every citizen on France Connect portal, along with other identification or identity providers and solutions. And of course, the service is free to citizens. How it works: it requires a mobile application, so you need to download, register. Registration is based on a biometric process. It's automated remote verification. This is based on Ariad Next technology, which processes identity document verification and facial recognition information in a few seconds. In 2 minutes, the user can benefit from a usable electronic identity. It's assured by the government, and that works on all services, the France Connect authentication. So after installing the mobile application, you will require a PIN code for activation, a valid identification document, and a selfie. It's very easy, very convenient, and as mentioned, there are more and more people using the service, and we hope that this will be used by more in France, and also that other mobile operators would join the service. And finally, next slide please, I just wanted to leave you with a thought that mobile operators are in a good position to somehow leverage and contextualize their information they have on from the device and the network to provide secure identification services. It's easy and secure. It's seamless authentication. We work in a cost-effective way with scale, and also there is an outspoken focus on privacy and security that meets all regulatory requirements and international standards. Mentioned EIDAS, GDPR. Happy to elaborate a little bit more later on in the debate. And I also wanted to emphasize that the partnership is needed to facilitate and promote these services, particularly with governments to scale up the usage of such services. And we hope that we can work together with governments here in France and also in other parts of Europe with this service.